Hello everyone, welcome to Minecraft with me, Cub, from the Hermitcraft Season 10 server. Today, guys, we are continuing to pursue our explosive firework dreams of making a glorious firework factory here in Minecraft. In fact, today that is the first thing we're going to do. We're going to make our fireworks factory, mainly because we need the dyes to be crafted for the fireworks factory, and without a place to put them, becomes tough to stock the factory. And without the factory being like stocked, then it becomes tough to actually produce fireworks. So the firework factory is the first thing we're going to build for that reason. But we're not just going to build one firework factory, we're going to build multiple firework factories. And the reason is basically, if you're producing fireworks randomly, there's so many possible fireworks in Minecraft, like so many combinations, it's unlikely you're going to produce the same firework twice. So we want a factory that can basically mass produce one type of firework and another factory that can produce a random firework just based on RNG. So that's basically what we're going to do. And I'm thinking for this factory, we're going to need a lot of space. I'm not exactly sure how much space, but I know it's going to be a lot. So I'm thinking probably somewhere like in the back here, somewhere between our sugarcane production for paper and our bamboo production as well, and the skeleton farm we have over here, which can be a good source of white dye potentially, like from the bones and the bone blocks that we make down there, along with the amethyst farm. So somewhere in here, I'm thinking this is where we make our factory. And the principles I'm going for here are fast, filled, and friendly. In other words, that's the principle. That's it. So we want it to be fast in that we want the fireworks to craft up quickly and be produced quickly. Like we don't want to be waiting, any more than a few seconds for fireworks to craft up. We also don't want to have like a minecart that slows things down or anything. We want it to be filled in that when we're out here working at the factory, we're passively getting things like dyes and maybe feathers would be something good to have passively, collect. But we want to be basically producing things as much as we can locally to fill the factory up. And then finally, friendly. We don't want to have too many buttons. We want to have most things automated that we can. So it's going to mean a lot of redstone, a lot of automation, a lot of hoppers as well. But I think it should be worth it in the end. So I'm going to go ahead and clear some of this land here. I don't know if I want to build this like in the sky or something. I think we'll have to have the factory on like the lower level and then like all the dyes and other farms above it. So there's going to be giant massive redstone here, I think, hopefully by the end of the episode. But yeah, I'm excited to get this project going. This is going to be very exciting. So I got to go grab some materials, but we're going to get started on the factory out here. Alright everybody, welcome back. We have our fireworks factory begun. You can see we've built it in the sky a little bit, so we have extra space to expand down here if we need to in the future. I'm not sure if we will or not, but we got it in case we need it. So let's go over the interface for this firework factory. So first of all, these chests here, these are going to be where our fireworks come into. So these are going to be where the fireworks fill up. We should probably also put stairs here, but yeah, we'll get to that. There's nothing really currently behind here except for a hopper line, which is going to have to extend even further, which is going to be what takes our fireworks into the chest down there. And basically, let me walk you through the interface right now. So I got some buttons. We're going to put some buttons on some things. So these two buttons are going to control the flight duration of the rockets. I was going to do a random thing, and I still could do it, like add a random thing, but I think this is going to be our flight duration 1 button. So if we hit this, flight duration 1 will activate, and as such, this is going to be, you can probably guess, flight duration number 2, flight duratio number 2. There we go. Okay, so if we hit this, flight duration 2 rockets happen, and then we want automatically, if the first 2 are not selected, we want flight duration 3 to happen. So we don't even need a button for that. We're just going to control it solely from these first 2. And if neither of these are selected, it's flight duration 3. So that's going to be pretty cool. We'll get back to this middle lamp here. Over here, I want this button that's going to be on this copper bulb. This will be the begin crafting fireworks button. So that's going to be the start and the stop to start the whole system when that turns on like so. Then we'll have this one. This is going to be shapes on. And then we can probably list the shapes there. So that's going to be shapes on. And then this one is going to be the effects on. And then we'll have the redstone. Basically, the redstone is going to determine everything with the shapes and the effects. And yeah, that's going to be our system. Keep in mind, we're trying to base this around the principle. You know, fast, friendly, and filled is what we're going for. So this is the friendly interface here. And then up here on this, we're going to actually have a lever on this guy. And this is going to be activate mega mode. And mega mode, of course, is going to be multi-break fireworks. So basically, we're going to have this lever. If we pull this lever, it's going to maximize whatever we set the crafter to back there. Probably like 3 to 5 breaks per firework. So that's going to be like the premium fireworks that we're going to be crafting here. So yeah, that's basically the interface we're going with here. And yeah, we're going to have to expand this out. I got a bunch more iron blocks to expand the factory floor, as it were. Expand this out this way. Plus we got Swift Sneak now, so it helps a lot to expand out this way with like speed bridging basically. So yeah, we're going to basically start on the actual redstone now instead of just the interface. And I'll be back and I'll try to explain as best I can how this thing is going to work. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the redstone dimension. Just kidding, it's the firework factory. Just kidding. So we have ourselves a firework factory now constructed, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, it's a giant amalgamation of redstone, comparators, repeaters, torches, note blocks, target blocks, pistons, crafters. We got everything here, guys. We got everything. So this is the sort of final version of our prototype that we made last episode. But I want to go through this because there is some important things and some upgrades we made since the prototype in the last episode. So again, here's the front of the machine here. And so let's begin. I'm going to explain this and go through it. And we also need to label some things with some item frames. So this will help me do that. So basically, everything begins with the Begin Crafting Fireworks button. So once we press that button, we come back here. That button controls everything on the cherry wood. The cherry wood circuit. So it basically sends a signal from here, starts a clock down here, which starts to go around, and that will actually go into our pulsar, which is actually different from the prototype. I actually upgraded it to a solid state pulsar, so there's no piston sound now. No pistons activate in this at all, which is nice. So it's a very quiet machine. But that basically comes up here and crafts our fireworks here in these 3 crafters. So I'm actually going to label this here with a firework star, which I've already done. So this is basically the start of our crafting journey. So it basically takes gunpowder from this chest here and actually shoots it out this dropper into the hopper, which puts it into the chest. We then have it shoot out this dropper, which is going to have a random dye in it, a random dye color. The random dye color is actually selected via a randomizer here. You see it only has 2 items, and that's because it basically randomizes which dropper above here it will select. So there's going to be basically dyes in this dropper. And there'll also be 8 dyes in the other dropper, and whichever dropper is selected, one of those 8 dyes in the dropper will actually shoot out into the hopper chain here, which will then go through an item filter, which will then select the item, output it down into the dropper to be output into the crafter, and it will also refill itself with a bank of dyes, which we're going to have here. So these are going to be all filled up with dyes of various types, the same dyes that are in the dropper on the side here. So that way we always keep the same amount of dye in these droppers here. So then, once the dye is selected, there is another selection that happens in this dropper right here. And this is actually going to be the secondary color of dye. So we limited it to 2 colors because I felt like basically if you have 2 dyes and you have a multi-break firework, which this factory can produce, you're already, like if you have 3 breaks, let's say, you already got 6 dies, so 6 different colors in the firework. And I thought if it was, if we had 5 dies possible or 4 dies possible, you could get a firework if you had 3, 4 breaks that has like every single color, which would just sort of like wash out. So we're limiting it to 2 dies. There's a 100% chance of the first die being random, and then there's a 1 in 9 chance of this die coming through with the color, but it only happens half the time. So for the most part, it's going to be mostly single color fireworks with some multicolors in there as well. But yeah, that's one of the things we did here. Then also, it selects the other stuff. We'll get to that here, like the shapes and the effects it selects. We'll get to those. But the same circuit here also controls another randomizer, which will randomly select a color of fade for the firework in the next crafter, which is underneath this block. So we're actually going to put a thing here with some yellow dye on it, just like that, so we know that this is dyes. And I think I could have made another randomizer for the fade, but I think just having 2 droppers straight up is going to be fine. We're just going to fill this with a bunch of random dyes. Same with this one, except it'll be another 8 dyes. So again, we'll just have the same distribution, but just in a smaller thing than this whole big selector. So yeah, basically that's that. Then it will activate this and craft up our firework over here via this circuit here, and it'll output the next gunpowder, which is going to be coming from here. So I'm just going to select this. So this will be our gunpowder. Then we got our paper. These are guaranteed every time. And then we have the flight duration 2 and 3 also activated from that same circuit. So basically everything runs off that one circuit, which is kind of nice. And then we have options off of that. So let's talk about those options, which is everything else. So, right, let's get over here. Let's talk about this. So here we have the shapes on button. This will actually turn our shapes on. And you can see I have the percentages up here for each one. So we have a 66% chance to have a shape if this is on. And then we have a 16.66% chance for each shape themselves. So the way that works is obviously, we have the lamp back here. And since we turned it on, we can see that this repeater is no longer locked. Like you see, the effects is still locked. So this repeater is no longer locked. It then comes up here. We have a randomizer here. That is the 2/3 chance that we have a shape. And if that succeeds, then it goes into 3 more randomizers, which equally distribute the probability that these droppers each fire individually 1 time. And so we're basically going to fill these with our shape items. So let's say we have let's do the pillager's heads here. So we'll fill this into the barrel like this. And then we'll do gold nuggets here. Put those in. We'll do feathers here. Put those in. And then the fire charge we'll do there. And we'll put those in. So it'll select one of these if the randomizer here succeeds. But we don't know which one because it's a random selection. So that's the shape effects. Now the effects, that's the other button here. So if I turn this one on, that will, similarly to the shapes, that'll unlock this repeater down here. So this is the jungle circuit. And this basically will allow 2 activations to happen. Number 1, it'll activate this dropper, which actually will or can contain glowstone dust. And number 2, it'll activate the dropper over here, way in the back, down here, which is actually possible to contain diamonds for the trail effect. So we have the twinkle and trail separate because we wanted it so that we can have both. We can have none, one, or both of the effects, basically. So we had to have a separate dropper system here for that. And so that means we basically have up here another 66% chance to have a effect. And of the effects, we have a 33% chance to have a overall chance to have a glowstone distributed. So this is going to be where our glowstone is. So we'll just put that down here like that. And then we have I think it's like a 7% chance to actually output a diamond to get the trail effect. So the diamonds are going to be right here. Right here. And then, of course, the hoppers just transmit the stuff downwards into the correct dropper, which is then controlled by the clock circuit, which we went over earlier. So that's basically how the system works. There's also some other minor things, like, for instance, if I make my way up here and then down here, we have a automatic shutoff mechanism if we have too many fireworks in the system. So that's what this circuit does here. And then we, of course, have the, if I get up here, the mangrove circuit, which is mega mode. So this basically will, if I just turn it on real quick, flick this lever, bada boom, this will make it so that instead of the droppers and stuff here being controlled by the clock circuit, instead this crafter, which crafts our fireworks, effectively becomes its own clock, and this piston has extended, and basically it will now only craft up when it's totally full. So like if I have this type of thing in here with a fireworks star, it'll wait for additional fireworks stars so we have multi-break fireworks. And then depending on how many slots we have disabled in the crafter, that will determine the number of breaks, along with whatever we determine for this circuit, which is the flight duration selector. And so the flight duration selector, it's pretty straightforward. You know, you just select which one you want. So say flight duration 1, it just locks the repeater here so that, yeah, the flight duration 2 and 3 gunpowder don't get distributed in the next rockets that's crafted, I should say. And then same thing if we do flight duration 2, like this. Flight duration 2 locks this repeater. And as you can guess, and as you saw before, flight duration 3, which is just no selection, that has both repeaters unlocked so that it distributes 3 gunpowder per dropper here. Or per, I guess, it distributes 3 gunpowder into the crafter, basically. So that's basically the whole system. So that's a lot of redstone and an explanation on how it works, but we're not done. We're not even close to being done. You thought we were done? Come on now. Remember, we're talking about being our guiding principle here, right? So we got a lot more to do here. What we want to do now is we want to solve a couple problems. Some things over here we'll get to in a minute, but we want to also solve the problem of the dye bank here. More specifically, we want to generate locally whatever dyes we can here. So for instance, like a yellow dye, we can bone meal sunflowers and automatically craft that and place it into whichever dropper yellow ends up being. Now, we won't be able to do this with every single dye, but the vast majority of the dyes, I think all but like 3 of them, we can either produce locally or craft locally. And we want to fully automate that so that we can just have one input and that crafts up literally every dye. Basically, I want to be slamming shulker boxes and kicking ass. And I'm all out of kicking ass. Wait a minute. Alright everyone, so as you can see here, we now have made, in addition to our firework factory, which is down here, you can see we've also put down some composters in an attempt to make this area a little bit more lag friendly. And I'm also going to replace some of the hoppers where possible with some pots, some decorated pots like I've already done here. Because I think these are a little bit more lag friendly. They don't have an interface or anything, and there's only one stack that can fit in these things, so I think that is the case. But basically what we've added here is a dye sorter and crafter, I guess. But we're also going to have an auto crafter up here that is going to auto craft the dyes before they go into the sorter. So it's going to be a fully automatic system. Basically, the idea is we just want to be slamming down shulker boxes of dyes and things so that we can produce as many fireworks as possible. And we also want to produce whatever we can here. So if we could just go through each one of these dyes. So the ink sacs, we're going to get those from the dye farm we have going over there that we made last time, which we got to check on, by the way. We got lime. That's going to be a sea pickle farm, and this is a little bit different, so that's why we have this sort of like ending in its own thing up here. This basically is going to be smelted sea pickles from above somehow. So that's what that's going to be. Then gray is kind of unique in that if we get back here, we have an auto crafter for gray. The way we do this is we perfectly split up via this item splitter. This is an El Mango design, El Mango auto splitter. That splits one single stream of black dye into 2 streams of black dye. And then 1/2 goes to the black dye category, which is underneath this composter here. And the other half goes to the crafter right here. So let me show you guys exactly how this thing is going to work here. So let's say, for instance, we have some black dye and white dye already filled into this crafter. So we've initialized this crafter. It's ready to go. As soon as there is a black dye in here, in this hopper, and this torch turns off, and a white dye in this hopper, so that it turns this torch off, this piston will retract, which activates a clock, which will then start to craft some gray dye. And yeah, we can see that here if I just make sure we have no gray dye in here, and then get on back up here. Just jump on here, and then back up. Okay, so now we're ready to go, so let's just put in this white dye. And there we go. We just crafted up, and you'll see the machine stops once it realizes that we're out of white dye over here, or black dye over here. So if I put more in now, let's say I put in like a bunch, let's put in like 16 black dye. It's going to fill in, but yeah, it won't turn on until it has both white and black dye. That way we don't lose the recipe in the crafter here. So now if I put in some white dye, there we go. Crafting is happening, and we should see down here some gray dyes being made. Very good. And then it should shut down after all the gray dyes filter in. Nice. Cool. So it works exactly the same with the white, gray, and black as it does with the red, purple, and blue. And so we'll always see pretty much the purple dye will always be pretty much the same amount as the blue dye or the red dye, although the red dye has a little bit more in this case. Because, yeah, we put a little bit more red dye in up top. But, yeah, kind of a cool thing. And, yeah, really cool to have, like, a nice item splitter to split up 6 of these colors and make them. But for the other colors, the other 10 colors, we're going to need to work on an auto crafter up here featuring a shulker box unloader. And then we also need to make a bunch of farms above this firework factory so that we can locally produce a lot of the dyes that we see here. Alright everybody, so we're almost ready to commence the slamming of shulker boxes here to test out our system, make sure everything sorts properly. So we got 2 large chests here. These things will be what feed into the system and into the sorter here. And before that we have the crafters that will craft up the flowers into dyes. So we have 2 of these here just because I thought it might be wise because if we have like a few come through at once, you know, maybe one of these crafters gets busy and we don't want the system to back up or anything, so we have 2 of them here that just automatically craft, both set up exactly the same. This hopper here will eventually be the input hopper that is going to lead to our farms. So we're going to have all the farms up here that are eventually going to be here lead into this hopper, which will then feed into the chest, which feed into both the crafters. And then over here, this is our slamming shulker box area. So basically the way it works, I'll just put in this empty shulker box to show you right now, because we don't have stuff initialized yet, but we put in the shulker box, it's slammed down, it's broken. The shulker box dumps all of its items into here, which goes into the crafter, but the shulker box itself ends up over here. So we end up with just the empty shulker boxes that we can go refill at farms far away. So we want to test this out. Now I have a shulker box to slam down, this one, from our cornflower and azure bleuet farm we built last episode. Plus, I think we got, well, we can go pick up some shulker boxes of like poppies and stuff. Basically, I want to test out this system. But to do that, we first need to initiate the whole system. Now, I've already put in, you know, the black dye, some yellow dye. So we need yellow dye. I think this is cyan we need here. We got to fill up these filters. We already got the white in there. We got a couple of these. Like I think we got, yeah, blue and I think red is over here. So we need like brown. We need more orange. We need like pink and magenta, some light gray as well in here. So we need to go and grab those dyes and make about a stack or so of those to initiate the system. And then we can finally test out the shulker box slamming. Let's do it. By the way, it's a good thing that we're coming in now with the poppies being converted to red dye, because we're actually overflowing our iron farm now with poppies. So, yeah, we need to get all these cleared out and converted to some red dye. Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We're going to start slamming shulker boxes now, and hopefully the system holds up. So we have a shulker box of poppies, we got some cornflowers and azure bluets from our faraway flower farm. And then I got like some other flowers we're just going to like pop into this thing to simulate, you know, some flowers coming in from the top from farms that we will hopefully eventually build soon. And yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. Let's just go ahead and do this. So we're going to put down some of these. We also have a regular shulker box, or a shulker box filled with just a couple things. So let's just put all these in here. We also don't necessarily have to have things like flowers coming in here. We could also use things like this to supplement things. So let's just say we had some lapis we wanted to put in. Let's put in some poppies, some cocoa beans. So I don't think we'd have anything much higher capacity than that. So let's just see. We got our stuff coming through, and stuff is now going down the hopper line here. So yeah, this is almost empty. Stuff's coming down here. Being crafted so fast we can't see it, but that's great. Fantastic. This stuff's going out. This stuff's going out too. Very good. Alright, so things are working. Yeah, it definitely seems to me like this is in a steady state now. You can see it's sucking out the blue dye just as quickly as the red dye is coming in. And the only reason it backed up in the first place is because we had an insane number of items I've put into this hopper, which I think is way more than we'll ever possibly get here. So, yeah, this gives me confidence we won't see overflow here, so that's fantastic. And with that, guys, I think we got the dyes in place. We're going to fill up some of this other stuff here with some items, and we're going to turn on the firework factory for the first time. Alright, we're going around collecting everything we need. We're going to get a bunch of paper at this point. We've already loaded up quite a bit into the system, and I think we're good to test. So we've loaded up, we've made sure we had all the dyes here. And the thing we're primarily testing is that this dropper remains at 64 no matter what, with each of these same colors in here. That's like the number one thing we're looking to test. Same thing with this one. This one we're looking to also have remain at 64 of the dyes. But yeah, we've checked to make sure that we have enough of all the dyes here to maintain a little bit of firework production. We've also loaded up, in case you're wondering why we mined all those diamonds. That's right, we mined up enough diamonds to get this thing all stocked up. And then, glowstone dust. We've loaded that in there. Let's see, we need to load the paper now. So we'll come down here. Paper loading in. There we go. Gonna load the gunpowder in. And we got bunches of shulker boxes of gunpowder here. So we'll just bada bing, bada boom. That one goes there. We're gonna load up the duration 2 as well. Loading up this, and eventually we'll probably have this all top loaded. But yeah, for now, for this test, we're just gonna load it from the ground. And of course, we got even more gunpowder here. That's why we needed all this firepower for this exact moment right now. So very exciting. I'll load up this, and we're gonna turn it on, see how it goes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment is now. Let us start this thing. I think we're gonna start off. Let's just start off with the basic flight duration firework, no shapes, no effects. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. So we hit this button. We should have it start crafting. It should take a minute to start up, basically. And then we should see some fireworks show up right in here. So let's see. My heart's kind of pounding, if I'm honest. Oh, there we go. Yes! Okay, that's the initial craft. That's fine. But then problems. Wait, one more time. Maybe Problems, 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 problems. We're only getting flight duration 1. Why is that? I do not know, but we're gonna find out. Okay, so yeah, we need to figure this thing out. We need to figure this thing out. So let's go to the back, see what happened. What has happened? All right, so it looks like we have dyes blocking this crafter. We have gunpowder that came in here. Okay. What happened in here? Okay, this one is fine. This is going this way, right? This is going this way. And then do we have... Yeah, we just have dyes in here. Okay, so... What the heck happened? 3... Green dye... I didn't initialize the system here. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was so preoccupied with filling all these droppers here, I totally forgot to fill up this system here. So we had all of the dyes that should have gone there just end up in this first hopper here. Okay. Oh, man, that's actually a relief. I thought I did something totally wrong, but turns out I'm just an idiot. So let me fill these up. And we will retry, this time hopefully with greater success. Alright guys, everything here has been initiated, so we have, our filters now in place, which, they should have been initially, but whoops, my bad. Let's make sure we got everything cleared out of these, except for that one. This one here, in particular, we want to check. This one is clear, clear, clear. Okay, we're ready for another test. Let's do this thing. Take 2. We've cleared everything out. We are on flight duration 1. No shapes, no effects. Let's begin crafting. Let's do it. Come on now. Come on now. Show me the money. Show me the money. You can also, I will note that the system is very, very quiet. Just FYI. So that's kind of cool. But let's see what we got. Okay, there's the flight duration 1. That's expected. Then, let's get that out of here. Another flight duration 1. Okay. This next one should be a explosive firework. Or maybe not. Maybe the next one. Okay. Still problems. Still problems. What is going on? Shut the system down. Shut it down. Alright. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what's going on, but apparently another problem has popped up. Something this complex sometimes requires some debugging. Let's see what we got. As it turns out, a few repeaters on the wrong delay caused all those issues. So once that was fixed, we were ready to try again. Alright guys, so 3rd time's a charm, right? So we got flight duration 1, no shapes, no effects, and go. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Come on, baby. 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 Yeah! Alright, let's go. So, a small ball lime, fade to magenta. Small ball orange, fade to black. Yes. Loving it. Small ball magenta, fade to white. Okay. Very good. So that looks like that's functioning. Sweet. All right, let's add some things. Let's add some things. So let's first of all stop the crafting. Let's do flight duration 2. Let's do shapes on. And let's just do that one for now. Let's just do that one. So begin button. I'm hitting this. There we go. Hit it. All right. So the first one here will still be flight duration 1, and still have the small ball. There we go. Okay, flight duration 1. But now it's going to wait here for the next ball here. So let's see what we get. Flight duration 2. Yes, small ball. Okay. And again, it's not going to be a shape every time. There we go. Flight duration 2. Very good. Love to see it. Let's see what else. Okay, another flight duration 2. No shapes yet. Let's see if we get a shape here. Still a small ball. Okay, again, there's only a 66% chance, so we could just be getting unlucky. But let's just see. There we go. Burst. Let's go. Ha-ha. Let's go. All right. Let's see if we get another one. Another small ball. Okay. Also, we got 2 colors there. Very nice. So the 2-color thing is working. That's good. Another burst. Very good. Okay, let's see if we get another one. Creeper shaped. Let's go. Okay, so the shapes are working, it seems. Let's just do another one. Another creeper shaped. Very good. Okay. All right. And star shaped. All right, so that's enough to tell me that the shapes are indeed working. The other one we can get is the large ball, which we have very few of, but let's see if it just comes up here just by random chance. Again, there's a 16% chance for each one and a 66% chance for each one to come up. But you can see, yeah, all these are different, unique, randomly generated fireworks. There's our large ball. Okay, shapes are working, confirmed. Fantastic. Shut it down. Right, let's just go flight duration 3 on this next one. Let's do the effects. Shapes are on. Let's do shapes off. Let's do effects on and see what we get. So yeah, let's just start it up. So we'll just come up here, go. So this is testing the effects and also flight duration 3. Again, it'll be flight duration 2 for this first one that comes through. So there's our flight duration 2. And okay, there's our other shape one. That's fine. Now we should start to get the effects. Okay, the fade to purple. 2 colors again on this one. Nice. Light blue and blue. Flight duration 3. Okay, here we go. With the twinkle, let's go! All right. Effects are active. So, again, there is a 50% chance... Or, sorry, there is a... what is it? It's 2/3 chance... Yeah, 2/3 chance to have an effect. So, there's 33% chance to have a twinkle and only 7.5% to have a trail. So, we want to see the trail here if possible. So, there's another 2 twinkle ones. Fade to lime. There's another twinkle. There's another small ball. Very good. You love to see it. Let's see. We can probably temporarily increase the chances of getting the trail just to make sure it's working. There's a twinkle. Very good. Flight duration 3. Magenta pink. Fade to orange. Magenta magenta. Fade to pink. Black. Fade to orange. There's just a regular small ball. So that one doesn't have an effect. Nice. Okay. Cyan. Fade to red. Very good. So these are all just single break fireworks, by the way. Okay, twinkle. I want to see if we get one with the trail. Lime, okay. Another small ball. Don't want to run this for too long. Yeah, let's shut it down, and then we'll make the chances of getting a trail 100% real quick. The reason we have it so low is because we don't want to be just like burning through diamonds like crazy up here. But if we set this to this, now every time there's a effect, it'll also have a trail. So let's just see if that is what takes place. So let's start it up again. Begin. All right, so let's see what we get. So it's going to take a few fireworks to actually for the change to affect it. So there's one with the trail, actually. Never mind. This is actually one of the 7.5% ones, but now we should see one twinkle, and then from here on out, pretty much everyone should have a trail effect. Maybe not this one, though. Yeah, so this next one. This should have trail effect. Yeah, let's go! Trail effect. Boom, boom, boom. Fancy. Very fancy. Oh, this one doesn't, though. Oh, because the effect itself failed. Okay. This one, the effect failed because there's a 2/3 chance. We should see a lot more trails. This one's going to be... Yep, there we go. Trail. Perfect. All right. Fantastic. Another one with the trail, maybe? Yeah, okay. Perfect. That's working. All right, so let's now go a little crazy with it. Let's see if we add shapes to the effects, and we're going to activate Mega Mode, which means that we're going to have multi-breaks, and let's dial it back to flight duration 2. So this is going to be flight duration 2. We should have 3 breaks on the fireworks instead of just the 1. I can just show you. Let's just fire some of these off, see what some of these look like, too. That one's pretty high up. Wow. This was a black one, actually. There we go. Okay, let's try another one just real quick. Let's just grab this one, let's say. And just see what this one looks like. That's a good one. Red with the fade to black, and then we have some of the basic ones up here. These are all flight duration 3, by the way. So, let's see what we got. Some big magenta ones, fade to red. That's pretty good. That's really good. Okay, so these are going to be like super fireworks. So, we just got to make sure that they all work. So, let's just begin crafting here. Alright, so let's see. We're going to make sure we got these in the right spot. So, there's going to be one that comes in here. And again, it's going to wait now because it's going to be 3 breaks. So, it's going to be a little slower. But there we go. There's 2 breaks. That's because it's flight duration 3. But the next time it comes around, it'll be flight duration 2. And so, wait for it here. There we go. Flight duration 2, 1, 2, 3 shapes. There is trails and twinkles. There's fading to black. That's great. Let's make sure the next one works okay. So that's 3 break. That's good. Again, it's going to be a little bit of time because it's 3 break, multi-break. And there we go. Yeah, baby. So trail 100% at this time. We got the shapes going as well. We got the fades. We got multiple colors. Everything is working, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is working. Let's see what this one looks like here. This is very exciting. Oh my goodness gracious. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see the next one. Let's see the next one. Let's see the next one. Another flight duration 2. Let's see what this is all about. Let's see. Trail on every one. Some twinkle. And a fade. Multicolor is working. Fade is working. Everything appears to be working, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. That's a nice one. I like that one. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see what we get. Let's see what else we get. Next one. Creeper shape. Some small balls in there. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, that's nice. That's real nice. That's real nice. And in fact, I think we should be able to switch to flight duration 1 in the middle of the crafting without actually turning the machine off. Let's just see. We shoot off a few more. Not bad, not bad. Let's see what we get. Another flight duration 2, and then the next one I think will be flight duration 1. We'll see. Oh, ooh, with the fade to green. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. All right, flight duration 2. All right, so we're waiting for the flight duration 1. This one should have 4 breaks now. Since the flight duration 2 had 3 breaks. 1, 2, 3, 4 shapes, colors, twinkles, trails. Yes! Ha ha ha! It works, ladies and gentlemen. It works. Woo, baby. Oh my goodness gracious. It's glorious. It's glorious, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man. That is sweet. So yeah, it looks like everything is working to me. We tested, I think, everything out now. So that's great. We're waiting for the next flight duration. 1, 2, 3, 4 breaks. Yes, all trails. Some twinkles. In this case, all twinkles, it looks like. Oh man, so many colors. Let's see what we get. Ooh, that's nice. See, like, once you get to 4 breaks, it's like almost too many breaks, but almost. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. The firework factory is up and operational. My goodness. You love to see it. There's another one coming in. Another one, 4 breaks, twinkles, trails, shapes. Oh my God, it's glorious. It's glorious. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to shut this down. Let's make sure that we got everything back here behind the scenes functioning correctly. Let's just fly up here to the back and make sure that all of our dies landed properly. Yes, 64. 64, we got 163, which is probably because we ran out. Yep, I thought so. And then over here, all 64. Yes, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, everything is functioning correctly. The system works, and we got ourselves a firework factory. How awesome is this? Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Ever since I started my Let's Play, like years and years ago, like 10 years ago, I've wanted to make something like this, and now it is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. I hope you guys are as pumped for this project as I am. We are going to pump out so many amazing fireworks. And yeah, we already got a whole ton of these guys. Look at these guys. Let's just get a couple of these guys out. Oh man, this is the best. This is the best. Let's just get these guys here, these guys here, these guys here. Let's see what we got here. This one is one of the Flight Duration 1 super ones. Ooh, nice. Little fade in there as well. Let's see what this one is about. Some magenta, not bad. And I think this one is one of the basic ones with just a bunch of colors. Not bad, not bad. All right, guys, I'm absolutely over the moon about this. Almost literally, because we're shooting fireworks over the moon now. And yeah, this is going to give us so many amazing fireworks that it's going to be almost incomprehensible. But we do need to get some dye production set up. As you saw, we ran out of like lime dyes and stuff, so we need to get some of that going. As well as a lot of the other colors need some production for that. But the factory is functioning at last, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Very redstone heavy episode, but the fireworks factory is created. And now we got to start building some hype for the Hermits about the explosive fireworks shop opening up, because we're going to have some great selection, some great value for the Hermits. Literally going to be giving them some great bang for their bucks. Anyways, I think that is it for me today. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video and want to see more, please consider subscribing. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.